Greetings, I am Tom Earl. On this week's episode, I interview Milan Crump, CEO and founder of LadynPink. Greetings, everyone. I am Tom Earl. Welcome to the celebration. This is my year of courage. We know you could be anywhere, so the fact that you are here today means the absolute world to us. And when I say us, when I say we, it's not just a royal we, for I have an amazing guest. They go by the name of Milan Crump. How are you doing today, Milan?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Milan is the founder and CEO of LadynPink. LadynPink is a lifestyle brand dedicating to empowering the modern lady. Being a lady means having class, a quintessence which comes in numerous forms depending on the woman. How did I do?
Great. Fantastic.
Yes. Let's make that more personal. Make it more relatable. What is LadynPink to you?
Okay, so LadynPink to me is, I don't want to sound so cliche, but it's honestly a representation of my personality. I've always loved being a lady, even though I'm not like the modern lady, the one who's always wearing the fancy dresses and the heels. But to me, it's all about the self-respect. So I loved being a lady, and I also love the color pink. So I wanted something, I can merge together, being a lady and the color in pink, but it's all about, a woman bettering herself,
Could you, so I know you say words like lady and class, and some people might have some barriers to those words because of the historic nature of what they mean, or because of systems and things like that. So could you break it down for people? Is it an inclusive word to you, or are some people ladies and some people not ladies? What does it mean for you?
To me, it's inclusive. I mean, if you consider yourself a lady, a person, not even a person, a woman who respects herself and knows her value, knows her worth, and just, is all about herself in a way.
Yeah.
Personally, but she's focused on herself, then you are a lady. You don't have to look a certain way, dress a certain way, be a certain race or anything like that. It's all about how you view yourself.
That's wonderful. So if you wouldn't mind sharing with us, how did LadynPink get started? What's a little bit of the journey that you walked to bring that to life?
Okay, so let's go back to 2 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago, I was 20. I was 20 and I was working at a early childhood learning academy. And to be around little kids, it's so inspiring because when you're young, you dream big. No is not an answer. You do whatever you want because you don't know what no means when you're 2 years old. You just know I want to do what I want to do and I want to do what I want. And to watch them do that is just like we all grow up feeling that way. And then at a certain point in our lives, we start to feel fear and self-doubt and hear the word no, that it changes everything. So being around them, it helps me to just find something that I'm passionate about. So 2 years ago, I wanted to do something called LadynPink. It is always in my mind. I've been saying it. I was going by that on social media, but I've never did anything with it. At first, LadynPink was just going to be like a boutique store where all it is pink items, even though I still plan on wanting to do that. But that was the original plan, an all pink boutique store where you can just come and just find everything. It's like a pink heaven. And I just thought about it and I dwelled on it for a very long time. So it wasn't until October of 2017 that I finally decided to, pursue LadynPink. So after going through a lot of research and just trying to figure out, well, how can I start this pink boutique heaven? I realized it's not as easy as going into the lane of, let me start by just empowering women and, having, something like a cute little t-shirt with, empowerment slogans and logos on them. And so that's where I'm at now. But I just realized, I want to do more with my life. In October of 2017, I'm just like, there's something else I could be doing. I don't want to wake up every day and do the same things. Like I'm a Sagittarius. We're all about adventure. So we love new things and new experiences. So for me to finally just sit down and be like, do it. Yeah. Just go for it. really was like the icing on the cake. So that's how LadynPink came about.
That's wonderful. I have to say that, the reason we connected is I found you on social media and then I started to read your blog. I really like your blog.
Thank you. Thank you.
And if I could just quote for some folks, one of the most recent blogs you have talk about the need for vision to also have some action steps. Mm-hmm. And you start off by saying, we can want to change our lives from our beds while continuing to scroll on our favorite influencer's Instagram page. That's really good writing. You're a really good writer.
Thank you. Thank you. I started reading more, and a lot of people are complimenting me on the blog. So it's making me feel really good because I wasn't a big reader until literally a few weeks ago. Because I'm like, if I want to empower others, I have to empower myself. So the reading is actually helping. So I'm reading a book right now that inspired that quote. Actually, it's by Jen Sincero. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. But it's called You're a Badass. It's basically going through self-doubt and showing you how to live an awesome life. Yes.
That book is making the rounds.
Yes. It's a really good book. I'm like, wow, I'm really enjoying this. And I'm only just like 4 chapters in, but it's really very transparent. So yeah.
So what are some of the things that you like to write about?
Basically, my life experience, like how I can take things that I've been through or just the way I feel about life and just share that with the world. Because I'm a very, to me, I'm enjoying writing right now because it's a way of expressing yourself. I'm a very private person. I don't really talk a lot about my life or, what I'm doing, or stuff like that. I just kind of just do things and people just see like, okay, so this is what Milan's up to.
Yeah.
So it's just, for me, it's just a great way to just express yourself. So
that's wonderful.
So far.
Your page is so full of inspiration. It seems like I might have the routine wrong, but every other day or every other post is a quote and then an awesome picture and then a quote and an awesome picture. How do you come across those quotes, or when you write them, where do they come from?
Honestly, all over Instagram or Google. Like I would, because I follow a lot of empowerment pages as well and just other brands. And so everyone's sharing inspirational things. So I'm trying to, search through and pick through the things that I could use to relate to me and my brand, and then also the audience as well. So mostly just, Instagram for the most part. Majority of them come from Instagram, yes.
That's wonderful. So what is and for folks who are listening, not watching, Milan has behind her a t-shirt that I believe your company makes, right?
Yes.
Can you describe it for folks who are listening and can't see it?
Yes. So it's a white woman style t-shirt, and it's basically in the shape of a square. It has gold and pink glitter on it, and it says the year of the girl boss, because it is the year of the girl boss 2018, and we're conquering it together. We have this one, and then we also have, this is an exclusive tee that I made just for this interview last night.
Wow.
Yes, our Females of the Future tee. It's black and light pink and white as well.
I saw that on your Instagram story. How do you make something overnight? How did you do that? Do you have some sort of way to do that in your house, or is that a trademark secret?
So actually, I'm glad that you brought that up. So me deciding to make the t-shirt, well, not make the t-shirts, having t-shirts as my product and looking for vendors and manufacturers is very hard, especially to find people who are cost efficient and timely. So I decided, I spent all this time and money and investing in someone else and depending on someone else. I might as well just take that money and just get my own vinyl cutting machine and my own heat press, because that's all you need to make the t-shirts. And it's very cost efficient. It doesn't cost that much. And so I literally just got the machine Sunday night. Never used it before anything. And I've just been playing with it, practicing all the way up until last night. I finally got it, and I finally mastered, my first design, which is this one here. Yeah.
So now you are going to be making your own t-shirts and fulfilling your own orders and stuff like that?
Yes, which is also great because now the price of the shirts can go down. So the shirts were originally $25. And now since I've got my own equipment, the shirts are just $10.
Only $10.
$10, yes.
You can't afford not to get one. I'm going to get me one for sure. That's so cool.
Yes. So that was the great part about it. I'm like, okay, well, better prices, faster shipping. Why not?
You know, we're all listening and thinking that you're a genius, you know, to think, you know, instead of paying somebody else's company, I'm going to do it myself. So I'm going to figure out how they make shirts. I'm going to get the equipment, invest in the equipment, get it to my house, teach myself, figure out how to make it, come up with the design. I have a feeling some people are so in awe that they might be feeling overwhelmed. So could you break it down for people a little bit? You know, kind of where did this courage, where did this, you know, the innovation and the drive, where did it come from for you?
Well, when I worked at the Learning Academy, one of my best friend's mom was the owner. Mm-hmm. So she's an entrepreneur. She had 2 Learning Academies. So I've been working there. Well, I've worked there since I was 16 years old. So seeing her from 16 all the way up until 21 years old was just a great way to see, like, okay, this is how you operate in business. Mm-hmm. So I watched her, how she ran her business. And then I also worked for a natural hair care brand, Camille Rose Naturals, based here out of Atlanta, Georgia, but she's nationwide, well, worldwide. And just watching her, she's also a woman entrepreneur as well. Just watching her and how she runs her business, and everything is in-house. So the warehouse is in the office. She ships out her own product. And for the Learning Academies, Miss Carter, the owner, she took care of everything herself. And then I also work for my parents. They're part owners of Inspire Network, which is a health and wellness company, and they specialize in sanitary napkin and supplements. And so we're also based out of Atlanta as well. So watching them in business, you know, how they operate, you know, keeping everything in-house. It's just this is what I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs do. And that honestly, to me, makes more sense rather than pay someone else, because that costs more money when you really sit down and think about it.
Mm. So you've had inspiring women around you since you were a teenager, really modeling it for you.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
So some people might be thinking, though, aren't you afraid of failure? Or what do you ever get worried that if I buy this machine and nothing happens? You know, some people get stuck in that. So do you ever have doubts? And if so, how do you work through
them? Yes, I still have doubts every single day. Every single day. But I always just remind myself, like, you risk more if you don't do it. So you might as well. You might as well go for it. And even if you do fail, you can always try it again. Honestly, you can always try again. And that's something that I'm really, really implementing in my life right now, to just remember that, like, no matter what, no matter if LadynPink by tomorrow something crazy happens, God forbid, and I won't be able to do this no more, I know there's always something else for me. I know that I just know that I'm a woman of many talents. So I'll be fine either way at the end of the day. So failure is not an option. It's always a lesson. That's how I like to look at it.
That's wonderful. I know I keep asking, where on your journey did you start to have this deep faith, this trust, this belief that it always works out, and, you know, it's better to go for it than to hold back? When did that start, and when did you start to take it as your own?
Honestly, probably like a year and a half ago. That's when it really hit me. Like, I sat down and I just evaluated my entire life. I was just like, because around that time I was just feeling like, you know, I wanted to do more. So I just sat down. I just thought about all my life experiences, everything I went through that I could personally remember, which went all the way back to first grade. Just thinking about the decisions I made and just the life I want. And people always say, you know, you can create the life you want. It's based upon your decisions and what you're doing with your time. So I just realized you don't wake up every day for no reason. I've been waking up every day, and every day you need to be working towards what you want, whether it's at Inspire Network, making sure I go through all my phone calls for the day, or Camille Rose, making sure I post a photo with the product, letting ladies know, you know, this is what you need. Or if it's with LadynPink, staying up till 1:00 in the morning designing shirts. So that's really that's really where that came from.
That's wonderful. Let's go into that a little bit. What does it all take to run a successful business like you're doing right now? If you could share with us some of your day-to-day or your process or your learnings, if you could kind of invite us in, what's that like?
Okay, so a day in a life with LadynPink. So I do work from 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So Instagram is my main social media platform right now. So there's a lot of, basically like apps where you can plan your post ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sit down one day and literally post everything you want for a whole month. And you don't have to worry about every day, I need to do this, blah, 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 blah. So even though I don't do it months ahead, it's at least a couple of days ahead. So I make sure I do that before anything, make sure I'm up, make sure I'm commenting on posts. A lot of things are scheduled. So I think that really helps, especially if you're not full-time in your business. So you're working on it after you leave work, things like that, using tools like Prepper. That's what I use, or Planoly. Those really help. And I watch a lot of these marketing videos on Instagram as well, brand strategists. And they just talk about just being consistent in your brand. So every day, just make sure you're posting something. So I'm always just looking for more and more content to post on the page. I also have a writing consultant who proofread everything to make sure nothing is messed up. I actually pay him to do that. That's my first employee, I guess.
Hey, well done.
Exactly. So that's a part of it. And just, being consistent, just looking for more content. It's funny that you say that now, because I've been feeling lately like LadynPink needs more. I feel like, the post in a cute picture is nice, but what more can you offer than just, a nice little tip here and there. And then you see cute girls on the page. I wanted to just be more, you ever heard of the Shade Room?
Yes.
I want people to look at LadynPink like how I look at the Shade Room.
How do you look at the Shade Room?
Every morning I get up and I check the Shade Room. Before I'm leaving my house and mind you, I'm up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm checking the Shade Room. Just because, like, I just want to see the Shade Room posted today. Even if I may not like any pictures or really care, I'm looking at it. And that's just how I want people to, feel about LadynPink.
Yes. So what do you do when, so you have this vision, you have this intention, and you have a goal, you want it to be like the Shade Room. What do you start to do? What's your process like for moving towards there? What do you start to watch YouTube videos? Where do you go from there in your life?
Well, on YouTube, there's something called The Blueprint. Okay. And it's about a lot of businesses and how they started. And they're talking to entrepreneurs. And they talk to entrepreneurs of like the owners of the Shade Room and what's the name? The brand, the hundreds, brands like that. They talk to them and they just sit down and basically ask them, how they did it. And I've watched a lot of those. It's like a series. So I'm just watching that. And it's so crazy because everybody has different reasons why, different ways. Everybody's journey is so different. But the one thing I've got from it is the fact that they were all focused. They were all determined, and they were all self-disciplined. And they knew what they wanted. And every day they made sure they worked towards it. So that's, kind of how I keep myself in the brand. Yeah.
So finding people who are inspiring you and pulling the resources. And it sounds like that's what you want to do. And that's what you're doing with LadynPink, connecting people with those kind of resources.
Yes, that's my goal too. Just to inspire everyone, whether it's a male or female, even though my page is about LadynPink, it's about empowerment. So I feel like guys can get messages from the page as well, because it's all about just being your best self, making sure that you're taking advantage of the time that you're being given, making sure that you're going after your dreams and goals, and that fear is just an illusion, honestly. So there's nothing to be scared of. And if you're scared, just do what you need to do scared. And guess what? You won't be scared no more.
I like that. I really like that, because a lot of times people say first try to not be afraid or work on your fear and then do it. But just do it afraid.
Butterflies in your stomach, just do it. But because you feel so proud of yourself after you do, you're going to be like, well, what was I scared for? And why was I doing all that? And it's really not that bad. And I got this. So it's always, to me, if you just have that mentality going into it, even though you may not feel it at the moment, but mentally you know, and you picture yourself where you want to be and where you want to go, then everything will work out.
If you don't mind, would you be willing to share a story with us where that happened for you, where you had the butterflies, but you still went for it, and then it all worked out all good? You're like, yes.
Yes, my first event with Camille Rose Naturals. So I was just like a brand ambassador. So she posted, the brand posted something on Instagram saying, hey, we're having a hair show. We need some girls to come work for us. So when I first decided to go natural, Camille Rose was the first brand that I really invested my money in. And I actually did like the product. So basically, I was nervous to just post a picture of myself on my Instagram, although I post pictures of myself all the time, and tag them in the photo, because I'm like, what if they don't pick me? And I'm over here, putting myself out there, and what if they don't like me, blah, 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 blah. Well, they picked me, and I was, like, oh my gosh, they picked me. I remember my friend told me, well, why wouldn't they? Like, you're right. Why wouldn't they? So I was very nervous our first event. Meeting the owner of this brand, you're just like, oh my God. Yeah. So just be able to do it, even though I had butterflies, it paid off because now I actually work for the brand. I'm the event manager. So I have a role to play now. Yeah. So it's different. I'm no longer just somebody, call up here and there. Like, I'm actually invested in the business as well.
That's wonderful. You were saying earlier, you hope that some, guys are inspired too. And one thing that I find really inspiring that you're doing too is it seems like once a day in your Instagram stories, you're highlighting inspiring women for Women's Leadership Month.
Yes. When I first, honestly, to be honest, I did not know March was Women's Month until this March of 2018. I'm like, I've never known that they even had a month. I know that we had International Women's Day, but an entire month. So to me, I thought that was crazy because clearly that's not broadcasted enough. And then I also just thought about, well, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of women of history that we don't know about. There are a lot of women that I'm learning, and I'm glad I did it because I'm learning more about these women from all over the world. I made sure that I picked women from all over the world, not just, from one place, from all over the world, Africa, China, the Philippines, where else I went, South America, like I went all over the map to just find women who are doing things in their country that has never been done before.
Do you mind sharing with us who are some of the women you've come across that are new to you and really inspiring?
Well, to me, my favorite so far has been Angela Davis.
Yeah.
Angela Davis was part of the civil rights movement, but her picture from that time, it really, like, I don't know why it was relatable with me. She had her fro, and just the way she looked and dressed, and just the way she acted and presented herself, I was just like, I like her. Like, I think we could be friends. And then to see how she aged, I was just like, wow, like, you did a good job. Just living your life. Like, Angela lived her life. So out of all of them, honestly, she was my favorite.
That's wonderful. And today you're highlighting Sylvia Mendez, right?
Yes.
Would you mind sharing with folks a little bit about Sylvia Mendez?
So Sylvia Mendez was actually, to me, her story is kind of similar to Ruby Bridges. She is a Hispanic American. Both her parents were immigrants, and the schools were segregated. So she wasn't allowed to, sit a certain place or do certain things. They were expecting her just to go to all Mexican school, but her parents decided to sue the school, and they actually won the case.
Yeah. And then that's what they used to build the Brown versus Board of Education. So that one came first. I've had the chance to work with Sylvia. I've been facilitating a couple workshops with her when I was training educators in California.
Oh my gosh, how is she like in person?
Oh, she's so funny and she's super awesome. One thing she always brings up is that there's a bunch of schools named after her, and they're 100% Latino or like 95% Latino. So her thing is that they're still segregated. I did all this work, get these schools named after me, and the schools are still segregated. So, what'd you say?
So that's amazing. She was able to see that despite the fact that my name is on this building, work still needs to be done.
Yes. And for you, what is some, reading about the inspiring women and doing the work you're doing, what is some of the work that you still want to be leading and working to contribute to making the world a better place?
I honestly, my new thing that I've been telling myself lately is I'm going to go back to school when I become a millionaire. So and I truly mean that. When I become a millionaire, I'm going to go back to school. I stopped going back to school because of the schedule timing. They basically wanted me to work in the school system. In Georgia, you go to like education programs, and they wanted me to work in the school systems Monday through Friday, basically like full time. And I'm just like, well, how am I supposed to work? I've been working since I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
My freshman year of college, I went like 3 months without working. And that October, first semester, I went and got a job. So I've always been working. So I told myself, once I become a millionaire, I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to get my degree in early childhood education. Even though you don't have to have the degree to open up your own learning academy, I still would want that information and degree under my belt just for, future references or anything like that. But I want my own learning academy. That is something I definitely want. Also, like a kids play center. That makes sense. So something like a kids planet where it's just things that kids can do.
Yeah.
Games, things like that, birthday parties. So, yeah.
What's the passion or inspiration for early childhood development for you?
Well, I've been working at the Learning Academy since I was 16. So just being around the 2-year-olds, that was the group that touched me because I've worked with the infants, the 5th graders, 3rd graders, 3-year-olds, but 2-year-olds just stuck with me. I'm just like, I really like them. So they were really the inspiration behind me really pursuing me having my own learning academy one day.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that dream with us.
Oh.
How do you were saying before that you need determination, self-discipline, commitment. How do you apply those things to scheduling your life so that you're able to get all these things done while, like you were saying, still working 9 to 5?
Well, one of the biggest things that helps me get everything done is the fact that I said I was going to do it. So I started LadynPink, and I'm doing all these other things. I'm holding myself accountable. So I can't, and then that's, my name is a part of it. So if I decide to just fall off, then, that'll reflect upon me. So to me, I hold myself accountable in the things that I do because I know that I'm on the line. So that's just how I make sure that everything, and just staying consistent, making sure that everything just gets done at the end of the day, no matter what time.
How do you still make sure that you're like practicing self-care? How do you incorporate those while running a business and working and family and all those things? How do you integrate that?
Well, my self-care is at least a few episodes of The Office on there.
There we go.
I just started watching that show, and when I tell you that show it cracks me up. It just rubs me just all the right ways. I'm like, I really like this show. I love all the characters on there. So to me, just being able to laugh is a part of my self-care. Hanging out with my friends here and there. Making sure my hair is clean. When my hair is clean, I just feel so relaxed. Being in a clean room, that helps also. Just remembering that I am a human and that I do sometimes need some peace as well.
And I think sometimes we think of self-care as these big things, so like you were just saying, a clean room, clean hair, hanging out with friends, watching TV and laughing. I love the way that people can incorporate those so easily into their lives too.
Yes.
Could we ask some kind of more tactical, detailed questions about your craft? Is that okay?
Yes.
So when you're growing your Instagram audience, do you do things like search hashtags and like people's pictures and comment, or how do you grow your audience in a way where it's people who are, relative or your audience?
So when I first decided I was going to create my own business Instagram page, I'm when I tell you I was on Instagram all day watching the Six-Figure Chick and the Spoil Writer. And if you want to build a business, those are like two of the best pages to look at on Instagram because they're all about building your Instagram page, building your brand, your business. They're all about that. And one thing that I noticed that they were doing is they comment on other people's pictures and they like them. So basically to just search the hashtag, what I did was search the hashtag that I wanted my brand to be recognized with and just like people's pictures, comment and follow people from just right there. So that way I'm starting to develop an audience, know who my target audience is and who I'm talking to, and just to get a feel of what they like. So that helps as well. Searching the hashtags and just going through people's pages. Actually, being on Instagram, liking and commenting on other people's pages as well.
How do you do that without being spammy?
Making sure the comment matches with the post. So you know how some posts you'll see maybe talking about, make sure that you're eating your vegetables and, drinking apple juice every day. And then in the comment, you'll see somebody saying, oh my gosh, this rocks. And then you got like fire emojis.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Weird stuff like that. Just making sure it rocks. So, for a post like that, I will post like apples or something. Just, trying to keep the comments the same as the actual post helps as well.
Like you're having a real conversation.
Yeah, basically. All psychological. So if you comment and like on someone else's picture or page, they're gonna, feel obligated to be like, well, who is this? And why are you looking at my page? And well, let me look at yours. And oh wow, okay, I like this. And da, 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 da. So you start to develop this viral connection with someone through your phone. So.
And do you find that it's worth investing that time? Do you find it's a good return on the investment?
The sound.
You lost me?
Okay, now you're back.
We're back? Okay, let me wave so I know where to edit. Okay. Do you find that it's a good return on your investment putting in those hours of liking people's page? Do you find that it's worth the time?
Lately, I have not been feeling that way. Only because I have all these followers, but the engagement I feel like could be more. Like I need more people to be commenting on the posts, liking the posts. So that's something that I'm currently working on trying to fix in the brand. But mainly I try to just keep going forward. Keep being consistent from Instagram because that's the platform that I'm using right now. So
So you found that it worked at first, but that not all of those people who then follow back are going to regularly engage like a loyal audience?
Yes. So it takes time. Also, I just started Instagram in February.
What?
So, yes, I started on Instagram February 2nd of 2018.
So
we got 14,000, not 14, look at me, 1,400 followers. I believe it's 400 followers right now. So that's good, but I want more.
But I'm hearing that you're adding a new criteria that you want more, but you want those people to be an engaged audience rather than just a number.
Yes. To me, the engagement is way better than the audience, especially since Instagram changed the algorithm. So all your followers don't see your post when you post it at 5 o'clock. Some people are going to see your post 2 days from now at 5 o'clock. So you're kind of fighting against that as well. And they also, if your post doesn't get enough engagement within like the first 10 minutes, is getting boosted down every second. So you're fighting against that as well. So I'm also trying to keep that in mind. Like it's not you personally. It's just the way Instagram is working. So I'm still trying to figure out how to get Instagram to work for me.
While not taking it personal and getting lost in the numbers game.
Yes.
So how does somebody go from watching you to a customer? Do you have a free opt-in? Do you use your newsletter? Where do you find that the majority of your actual customers enter in from?
Well, majority of the customers would enter in from, the newsletters.
Okay.
Actually, and then Mondays when I post the blog post, that helps as well. So people are going to the site to see the blog, so then also seeing the actual website. So they're going through the page, clicking through the links in the tab, just trying to see what Lady in Pink is about. Instagram is where basically all my customers have came from, especially International Women's Day. I did really well on International. I was shocked and said, oh my gosh. So we had a 50% off sale. So of course people love that. So that helps as well.
And are you running any Instagram ads or is it just organic?
Yes, I have been running Instagram ads. I think the most I've spent was like $10 on Instagram ads. But me personally, I'm not seeing like why it's worth it right now. I don't really see that. But everyone says, I went to a Shopify Atlanta meetup yesterday, and every month they host one here in Atlanta, and they're just talking about different things that can help towards your business. And yesterday was about social media marketing. And both of the young ladies spoke about making sure that you do have those sponsor ads because they do help. And also just making sure you're posting a lot of theme content. So like for the launch of Lady in Pink, we had the photo shoot that just shows, how that came about. Doing stuff like that, running those ads, just giving people, things to be interested in about your brand.
That's awesome. Have you found any unique ways of doing it that you haven't heard people talking about before?
So far, no. Honestly, everyone says the same thing. So that's why I'm like, at this point, just keep following the steps. I know that sometimes, we're impatient. We did 1 through 5, but it's not working. Sometimes you have to do 1 through 5 times for you to finally see, okay, it does work. So, but honestly, everyone says the same thing.
What keeps you patient?
What keeps me patient? I am not patient at all. As you can see, people weren't moving fast enough, so I decided to go and get my own equipment. And even though I didn't know how to do it, I'll figure it out. But what keeps me patient, honestly, is me realizing sometimes when there's nothing I can do. When it's not in my control at this point, I can't do anything to make the situation go faster. So relax. So that's one way how I keep myself patient.
And what do you lean into in those moments where there's nothing I can do? Do you have spiritual beliefs or?
Yes, spiritual beliefs. I tell myself, God will handle it. He always does. I'm pretty sure he's not going to leave you hanging right now. So just relax and it'll be taken care of at the end of the day.
That's wonderful. So a few more questions for you. Before I jump into those, is there anything about Lady in Pink that we haven't covered yet that you would like our audience to know and understand?
Honestly, no. I feel like we've talked about everything Lady in Pink is about. If the listeners haven't noticed by now, Lady in Pink is all about empowering yourself, living your best life, and not being scared of anything. I don't really know how else to, get them to see that.
I agree. And you can engage through wearing the cool t-shirts, which we can purchase on your website.
Yes. Officially $10.
Wow.
Yes. So I'm happy about that.
You can't afford not to get one. Or through your blog, which comes out every Monday.
Yes, every Monday. That's something I'm really, really making sure that I am being consistent on, because I said I'm going to post them every Monday. And then me and my friend came up with the hashtag Empowerment Monday. So I have to make sure I'm posting something every Monday.
And we can sign up for your mailing list to get those?
Yes. The mailing list, if you sign up for the mailing list, you get free shipping. I didn't tell you that, okay?
If you sign up for the mailing list, you get free shipping?
Yes, you get free shipping. Yes.
Dang,
on the first order. But you do get free shipping.
Order big on that first one, folks.
Yes, you do get free shipping. You do get free shipping. So that's a good thing about signing up. I'm trying to focus on being a little bit more interactive with my email list. It's not all easy trying to balance it all within just running a business, because now I'm learning, oh my gosh, there's just so much more to it. First of all, there's customer service. Just making sure that you're getting people's orders out fast enough. Or if I'm not able to get them out to you right now, letting them know why not. Making sure that my email list has grown so much. The other day I was looking at it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, where did all these people come from? I need to make sure that everyone who, all like the brand strategists, they talk about the money is in the email list. That's what they all say. But they say you really need to utilize your email list because people are clicking on that. People are looking at it. So it's very important to make sure that you are being consistent and that you do have an email list if you don't have one.
Yes, I agree. So last few questions for you. As you heard me say at the beginning, this is my year of courage.
Yes.
I would say anybody listening would agree. You sound like a very courageous person.
Yeah.
So what for you is courage?
To be honest, courage to me is believing in yourself. Just knowing who you are, you know, and knowing what you have to offer, and the fact that there are people who will accept you for who you are. You don't have to change anything about yourself. So to me, that is what courage is. And I love that you say your year of courage, because it's my year of courage too. Like, I'm doing something I've never done before.
Yes.
So I totally love that year of courage. I totally love that.
We're in this together for sure.
Yes.
What does everyday courage look like in your life?
Everyday courage. Just me constantly pushing myself. Like last night I did not go to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I wake up at 5:45 this morning. Like I just got 8 hours worth of rest. And I'm just like, what are you doing? I need to sleep. But my body's up. I'm like, okay, let me just keep going. Let me just go through the day. My morning started off fairly well, but then towards mid-morning, it got a little rough. So just trying to always empower myself, motivate myself to be like, you know, you have to stay focused. And it's so, I don't hate to sound like you have to cut everybody off when you're trying to focus on yourself, but you have to watch what you're allowing to come in and out of your life, because it can really detour you. Like, honestly, today, the way we're having this conversation now and the things that I'm saying today, I just felt the total opposite. I'm just like, I'm tired. I've had enough. And but then I'm just like, Milan, come on. You did not get this far for no reason. I mean, and look what you've done so far. Like, are you really upset right now? I keep telling myself, everything's not going to be perfect all the time. So
that's powerful. Last question for you in this courage conversation. What is when you're courageous, when you're authentic, when you live your truth, what's the reward that awaits you?
The reward is people accepting that. And not to say because that should be validation, but it is validation, but it's a way of just letting you know, like, what you're doing is affecting someone in a good way. It's helping somebody's benefiting from it. So that's honestly a more enough reason to just keep doing what you're doing, because clearly something bigger will come along.
I love it. Anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
I just want to say Tom is great. I truly enjoyed this interview. You are like awesome. I think you're so nice. I love what you're doing with the interviews, just interviewing different entrepreneurs. I love your personality. I think you're really, really cool, Tom. So,
thank you.
I honestly thank you for thinking of me and LadynPink to do this. My
absolute pleasure. And now, if I could return the favor, if y'all are listening to this and not watching, LadynPink's clothes are super awesome. I'm eyeing up that Year of the Girl Boss and thinking $10. I definitely got to get one for myself. Some gifts. If you're looking to build a brand, I've come across lots of entrepreneurs. And the fact that Milan's gone from 0 followers in February to almost 1,500 in about a month, it's not a fluke. Milan is really doing her thing. If you go on her Instagram, you'll notice that she's actually applying the things that we hear everybody saying and put them into action. So I suggest you get on the ground floor now, so that when Milan's in Super Soul Sunday, or, you know, you're like in Paris selling your stuff, we can say, we knew you now.
Yeah,
so
honestly, y'all.
Or actually, I guess when you become a multimillionaire or back in school. So we need to get to know you now so that we can be a part of this and support such an amazing and empowering brand now from the ground up. So subscribe, really check out Milan's blog posts. They are absolutely amazing. I love reading them, and I read things all the time. So your writing sticks out because it's relatable, it's brilliant, it's fun. And one of the strengths that Milan brings that we can all learn from in our entrepreneur lives is the branding. Even if you're listening to this, behind Milan is a pink banner, and her posts are consistent with the pink, the font's pink. So we can all learn to have that, because that's brand. Brand is the feeling. It's not just the sales, it's the brand. So if you want to learn how to build brand, look to Milan and LadynPink for a role model. Does that sound good?
Yes, sounds great. And if anyone needs help, let me know. I don't mind. A lot of people in my DMs ask me a whole bunch of questions. Like the other day, a lady asked me if I knew a publicist. I'm like, no, but I'm always there to help. So
yes. And LadynPink.com, and that's an N, LadynPink.com. Otherwise, all the show notes are tomearl.com/Milan. Is that okay if we use Milan instead of LadynPink? Okay. We're going to say it 2 more times because folks know we do it in 3s. tomearl.com/Milan. That's MILAN. tomearl.com/Milan. That's where you're going to find all the things we talked about, from the 6-figure chick, Spoil Rider, Shade Room, Sylvia Mendez, LadynPink's links. All of that's going to be there. So if you're driving, you're on the go, and you can't write all this down, just head there. Everything will be there for your opportunity. Please follow Milan on Instagram or wherever, and just let her know that you appreciated her taking the time to share her wisdom and knowledge with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are awesome. I cannot wait to meet you in person one day.
Yes, indeed.
Soon.
What did you say?
I'm coming to California soon.
Hey, let me know. Cool. Anything else you want to share in closing, or any invitations you want to offer our audience?
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for listening. Tune in every week on Mondays for Empowerment Mondays. Also tune into Tom's posts as well, videos, because you can learn a lot. The last interview I watched with Brown Girl Sparkles, that one I was like shocked. I'm like, okay, I like this. The conversation was natural. I like the fact that you're asking. I like the questions that you ask, because a lot of people don't ask these type of questions, and a lot of people really don't understand what it takes to see the behind the scenes of how to run a business, versus all on Instagram. It just looks so perfect. So
yes, appreciate that. We appreciate you. Thank you so much once again. And to all those listening, we know the greatest resource you can give is your time, and you give your time through your intention. And for those who consistently do that, you're in relationship with us. It means the world to us. And as always, we're wishing you peace and blessings. One more thing. I'd love to continue the conversation. Feel free to join me at tomearl.com/join. Subscribe below, or let's connect on social media. Tom Earl Artist. Thanks again for watching.